I'm Andy Brodziak, founder of Tritanium Coaching. This is the end of March 2025. I'm 6 months roughly into producing content or videos about my knowledge, also called knowledge and experience as a coach, as an athlete. I want to actually tell you why I'm doing this and my true belief around this channel. If you're interested, listen up. If not, skip on to my next few videos. I'm in quite a unique position, and this is quite hard to potentially talk about because from a sense of humility, it's quite vulnerable. People have told me through the years that I'm good with people. I have a nice understanding of personality, training, science. So it made me think, as I've started this journey this year, if you like, journey of taking on some different projects. For example, if you've seen some of the early episodes of the Kona Dream Project, it's something different. I'm also in a unique opportunity. If I think back 20 years, 2005, when I started actually being around elite sport, not in federations. I've come from a different angle. I didn't have the high science education background from universities. I threw myself into the learning curiosity frame. So never knew enough, but put myself in front of people that could teach me the fundamentals of whatever I threw myself into. And I knew it had to be sport, performance, and my passion. So going back then, I didn't realize it until now. I was around some pre-Olympics or pre-Beijing triathletes doing their running footwear for Adidas, not working for Adidas, but through a London reputable video analysis biomechanical shop. The Will Clarks, the Vanessa Raws, Johnny Brownlee came in when he was very young. That then transpired into more advanced strength training, which then opened up my doors to online coaching, which 2012 was still quite early days in terms of remote coaching and the platform used back then, but now it's in everyday life and AI is now taking over. I was involved with the highest level British triathlon coach, Ben Bright. He's still involved at this stage with British Triathlon as the head coach, albeit on a smaller level. I surrounded myself with professional athletes. I was just curious and I kept learning. I know that can be quite cliche, but since I then started getting some videos out with my little camera iPhone and now progressed to an actual camera that you're seeing this video through, and through help of a really cool guy that's helped me believe and edit this work and get it out to the masses, that actually there's not many coaches or people around that I have come across, I stand corrected, that has thrown themselves into the passion of, in this case, sport triathlon, with a bit of running as well. Really made a lot of mistakes, and I was I was never a professional having to earn money from it, but I pushed the amateur level. I'm 46 now at this time, so through my 30s, Hawaii Ironman, pushing the Ironman times, the 10 hours, the 9.5s, the low 9s. Nowadays, those times are quite slow, but we must rewind. If you're listening to this and you're quite new to the sport, I learned so much there that I didn't realize, which now I can make some videos which feel quite comfortable saying, well, these are the mistakes that I see triathletes making. These are top 5. But behind all that is actual real passion and truth and honesty that I actually just want to share this content. If this was out 10, 15 years ago, for someone like me, racing half Ironmans and dabbling into Ironmans 2008, 9, so 17, 18 years ago when I started doing Ironmans, instead of asking other people, you can actually go and access this from people that you can trust. Year upon year, I didn't realize I'm upskilling, reading, obviously, books. Nowadays, it's podcasts, CBD courses, and finding people that are experts in their field and just drawing out all their information and knowledge. So now I've got the benefit of being half-decent athlete, racing at the world champion stage, having coached the youngest now is 19, who is sort of elite, all the way through to 68, 69 he's turning this year. He's still with me, my chap. And to be able to apply these different techniques, if you like, it's fascinating. I pinch myself. So my goal with this channel is to take all those learnings, take some of the science, my experience with now the best company in the world, Precision Fuel and Hydration. I joined them in 2018. They were sort of 5 years in. It's now a household name. They're all over BBC News in the UK. They help world champions across multiple sports. How cool is that? I personally have hydration tested, sodium tested, heavyweight world champions, the Kona winner in the female, awesome motocross enduro champions, Tour de France cyclist. I mean, if I look back 15 years and you ask that kid, you know, would that excite you? That's top end sport. Of course, like that builds the confidence and increases my curiosity. And now I want to give that over to you. Why not? Now I see the value of giving a load of content out on this great platform. Everyone's doing it. Yes, there might be some kickbacks from it. My goal intention is to grow and explore more. To do that, I need time to create this nice knowledge, which will keep me interested and intrigued and learning more ideas. Feedback from you. I would like to hear more about X, Y, Z in this niche, performance, lifestyle, super cool vehicle of health. Triathlon is a super cool vehicle for longevity, health span, everything that we stand for. And it's a pretty cool sport. I think you agree. So I'm going to carry on doing that. I'm going to get a little bit older, and then I'm going to try and challenge myself probably closer to 50 with something quite big, probably in the triathlon world, because I love the sport. And if I can still do Ironman, half Ironman, high level stuff in my age category, then, I mean, how cool would that be? And then pass that knowledge down to like-minded, same age people. So please share this if you enjoy it. It'll support the channel. It'll help me get positive feedback, which will then make better content, I suppose. And as long as I still enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. You can feel and hear that I'm pretty stoked about the process. It's all quite new to me. You know, 6 months in, knowing what I know now, and looking back then, I wish I did know that. But that's fine. That's life and a bit of hindsight. It's a wonderful thing. The people I get to meet, and then amateur all the way to elite, and then Olympic athletes, I want to pass that experience out to everyone and make that accessible. I don't feel there's many coaches that can do what I can do on a holistic level with nutrition, fuel, hydration, understanding that health is the pinnacle, the base of everything. Yes, there are some good coaching companies out there doing similar things, which I've actually done courses through. And they're either very science heavy, which is great for high performance and professional athletes. I've taken what I need from that and grown. And now, as we stand at the end of March, I've got a nice little small team. I've got great practitioners that support, that I know that I've got relationships with, key. Still some sponsors, key relationships, ambassadorship, whatever you call it. I have a lovely 45-year-old female coach that's just joined, who's well established, but also wants to go on this curious journey. I've got a young 28-year-old sports science master's kid who's knocking on the door of elite racing, but also can coach. Comes from a great coaching pedigree background with kids. If you can get through to kids, you can pretty much speak to adults. Being a dad, I know that. And most of all, I just keep learning from all my lovely athletes. So I wanted to put that out there and express how I feel. End of March 2025, Andy Brodziak, that's me, raw and vulnerable. I'm still loving it and really keen to keep going. So thank you. Stick around. If you don't like it, please. It's cool. Just crack on, leave, but most importantly, just keep enjoying what you're doing. If you're just dipping into triathlon for the first time and feel like that's one and done, great, that's cool. Thanks for spending a little bit of time watching some of the videos, and I really don't know everything, and I keep wanting to learn. So call me up on things, and yeah, I want to make mistakes. I want to fail. And it really makes me push with my 5-year-old child, my teenager, 14, 15-year-old child, if I can give them some sort of platform to show that, yeah, it is an unconventional journey, and a triathlon coach not necessarily is a career that everyone thinks they can sustain a living from, but I've managed to travel, race, not work 50, 60 hours a week like a lot of people have to do to earn, a living. It's a great way to go. And if I can help guide some coaches and make them a bit more versatile and a few more tools in their toolbox instead of one-track minded, that's always been my intention, I think, deep down. And I've never followed the normal road, the university, the degree, the masters, the PhD, the white picket fence. Growing up in South Africa till 21, 22, traveling a bit, being in the UK now for 20 plus years, you learn some resilience and some other ways of doing things. And I've met some incredible, cliche again, but people that I still have partnerships with. The Pro Feets, the Yonder Wetsuits, the Tri-Fit Athletic, the Specialized in Harrogate. They started supporting me with bikes 2012, 2013 maybe, 2014. Both my kids, we're onto their 5th bike from them. I'm onto probably my 5th bike from them. 3 or 4 tri-bikes, and that's a relationship. You don't just get, I don't know a single pro. Mind you, I do. For example, Tim Don was with Specialized for a decade probably. You've got some pros that just do, like look at Geraint Thomas with Ineos. I mean, 18 years as a pro. I think most of them with Sky and Ineos. You just can't buy this. You can go to university. I meet physiologists all the time. I realize 20 years buys you a lot. And yeah, I back myself. I know some stuff. I definitely don't know a lot of things. And I reckon I can get most people across the line, but most importantly, teach them a lot about themselves. Example, a 24-year-old elite runner that has been with me now for coming up, April will be 2 years. His journey to date, Cal Mills, what an individual. I'm a triathlon coach. He's trusted me to be an elite runner coach. He'll be knocking on the door of sub 14 minutes for 5K. This season, he'll go all the way. How gold is that? How lucky am I? I pinch myself. I'm giving him everything I know around all the different things. The run training is just the last thing on the list that we look at. We actually look at everything else first. To have the confidence to do that, I don't know where that came from. Certainly didn't come from university. My parents, my dad was an accountant. My mom bounced around. She was in the 60s. Bless her, she passed away at 70. Had 6 kids. I certainly didn't get the support from that aspect, but I got something from growing up in South Africa, the resilience, the toughness. The people I surrounded myself, Brad Gale, my best mate, he was trying to go to the Olympics 18. When I first started triathlon, early 2000s, he's a few years behind me. I looked up to that when Conrad Stoltz was still knocking around and racing ITU and then Xterra. That's how far back it goes. My first coach, then learning through different methods, using science, going back a bit, coming back to science, tapping in and out of, sometimes you just don't want to use all those gadgets. Not a one-trick pony, and I think I've got to still keep evolving if I want to be in this sport later on and part with some good knowledge. Is still, until I stop doing that, then I'll just keep pursuing. Sorry for the long-winded message if you made it this far. I'll see you when I do. Please come up to me and say hi. I'd love to just chat.